Hi guys and welcome to the next lesson. In this case we're going to be developing the expressions that we want to apply to our character. For this I've grabbed this series of emoticons that we can find on our phone and stuff. And yeah, as we're going to make just a few because there are a lot of them here. Let's choose the ones with the most details on them, because our character has much more complexity than a circle with a few eyes and a mouth. So now we're going to choose between some of them so that we can develop them further on. And right now I'm just pointing out the ones I'm going to choose. I'm going to isolate them from these images we have here. So I'm choosing them and I'm moving them and I'm not really doing anything else. We're going to go along cutting them and putting them on a new layer. And then we're going to modify and move them and stuff so that they can be adapted, and we would have them there as an example for our faces. And yeah, these are the ones I've decided to choose. There are faces that are a bit more varied with more expressiveness in them. And, well, here they are. We're going to apply them now. And what I'm going to do is group them so we can place them easier. I'm going to select the front face, and from this face we're going to be generating copies so that we can put in those expressions on them. I've chosen 6 faces, so we're going to have 6 unicorn faces. The next thing I'm going to add in is a little more detail because we've lost some of the body. And then we would have a copy to work on. The copy underneath is going to be on a low opacity so that we don't mix them all up. And we're going to change the color with Ctrl U so that we know which is the layer with the copies and which is the layer we're working on. I'm going to erase the inside of the top layer, the one that's darker, because we're more interested in leaving some areas like the horn, the fringe, the ears, the hair, and we're going to modify the eyes and the mouth and the brows because they're also strong with expressions. We can play around with them a lot in the face. And, well, seeing as the last one had the eyes in that way, we're going to leave them like that until we get to it. Alright, we have the lower base ready, and now we're going to have to look at the unicorns that we have at the right, so that we can start to draw. For example, the first one has kind of like a desperately stressed look, so we're going to imitate that mouth and those brows. We're going to do them like this, and then we would have to keep in mind that symmetry. As I was saying, I'm going to activate the symmetry, and our job is going to be much easier in this course, at least in this case. In the cases we can see below, there are some parts where we can't use the symmetry, but if you can save yourself that work, then, go for it. And there we would have the first expression. I'm going to move the symmetry to the second image, and I'm going to get on with it. The second expression is a happy one. The brows are arched and the eyes are closed in this way, but it doesn't look like the first one. It's a much happier expression. And seeing as this emoji is like showing its teeth, we're going to be doing the same. In this case, we don't really need that much symmetry. We might use it for the tongue, but we'll need something different for the eyes. Now we just have to deactivate it. So in this way, we can work without having to copy what we're drawing all the time, just like we would do in the traditional way. As we can see in the emoji, there's one eye open and one eye closed. So we want to keep that, asymmetry. And I want it to be a little less balanced in the sense that one eye is going to be open and the other one is going to be blinking. Well, we could do this, or we could copy one of the closed eyes we have here. This way we're going to save ourselves from doing so much work. We're going to activate the symmetry again. Okay. Sorry, as I was saying, we're going to activate the symmetry again, and we're going to apply it to the unicorns below. In this case, we have the heart eyes with a smile. The easy thing here is that we could put in a base of preset expressions that help us to do the drawing, as the expressions are synthesized and they're easily recognized by everybody. What we could point out in this one is that the eyes are heart-shaped and that smile, I'm gonna move the symmetry to this one here, and well, this one is much easier, but I wanted to interpret this face in a different way with like a smile, just like a bit false, So I'm gonna make the pupils a bit smaller, and we're gonna deactivate the symmetry to go along modifying bit by bit what we're going to find here. For example, I wanted to make that kind of like a semi-closed eye, and the other one is open, showing this guy as an instability, Well, lastly, we're going to activate the symmetry, and we're going to get this face here. I'm going to apply it for the eyebrows and the mouth because the eyes are looking in the other direction. Whoops. In this way, well, this one is easier. It would be like this. And well, this would be the summary of the expressions that we have here. We don't need the bottom part, and we're going to stick with this black one. These would be the poses, so to call them. The more static stickers that we'd make, they would only show the face and expression of our character. The next ones we have to do are stickers that are, in movement, are kind of dynamic. They're doing some kind of action. Here we have our references, and here we have the faces. We're just missing the dynamic ones. So I'll see you guys in the next lesson, and goodbye.